Joining me now is Democratic Senator Michael Bennet of Colorado. All right, so it sounds like you're up against a wall here, sir. How do you change any rules on the filibuster, even in small ways, when Kyrsten Sinema is saying no way?
She's going to make it very difficult. You know, I think that we should put this on the floor and have a vote, and let's have people stand up and be counted. This place doesn't work. It can't compete with dictatorships around the country, and we ought to make it work, and we can fix the rules to do that. And while we're doing that, we ought to protect the right of millions of people across this country to vote, because it's being taken away, it's being suppressed all over the country.
What do you mean dictatorships around the country?
I'm not saying dictatorships around the country. Dictatorships around the world is what I meant. Sorry.
Okay.
But we're seeing voter suppression all over the country.
So given that, listen, there's a lot happening in 2024. There are a lot of people being put in place. There was a big, long article in The Atlantic by Barton Gellman about what could happen with the electors and states deciding to choose their own electors and not hold up the will of the people. But it seems like the only people that are pushing voting rights and changing the rules on the federal side are the Democrats. And without a 60-vote threshold, or with that 60-vote threshold, what are you going to do?
I mean, it's absolutely true. Look, we need to get to a 51-vote threshold in the Senate, and I think we can do it in a way that works for everybody. We ought to make sure that the minority in the Senate has the right to debate by actually having a real filibuster on the floor, not sitting in your office with your remote control, but out on the floor, having a debate in front of the American people. That's the way it was supposed to work. And also the chance to offer amendments, which people in the House don't get to do, to affect legislation and have further debate in front of the American people. But then at the end of the day, 51 people need to be able to decide. One of the things, Katy, I think that's really wrong in the country right now is nobody understands how any of these rules actually work, and therefore they don't know whom to hold accountable here for not delivering things to them. And
what about... Well, hold on. What about the child tax credit? Because we're talking about, I know we're talking about voting rights, but the child tax credit is integral for so many people around the country. It's integral for so many children around the country to lift them out of poverty, and that's expired. The last check went out. Build Back Better is now on the back burner until maybe this spring. Lindsey Graham says it's dead. What do you say to the people out there who need that money, the kids who need that money?
We have to find a way to bridge this, Katy. We've got to find a way to bridge it. You and I had a conversation long ago during my not very well-noticed campaign for president when I was running on the child tax credit. And one of the things you said was, it just seems like we can never do big things. This is a big thing. We cut childhood poverty in this country almost in half. We cut hunger in this country in a quarter. You would think the least we could do is figure out how to extend that until politicians can figure out how to reach a deal. I've seen this place in chaos at the end of the year when tax cuts for rich people were expiring and nobody had any trouble figuring out how to extend those tax cuts into January, into February. The least we could do for the 61 million kids across America who are getting the benefit of this tax cut is to extend it, and we should find a way to do that. And by the way, we finally did a big thing, Katy Tur.
Well, you did, and there are a lot of people that hope that big thing continues into the new year. A lot of people hope it's permanent. Quick question, not a quick answer, so my producers are going to scream, but hopefully you can do it quickly. Do you still have faith in the system?
You got to. Look, even if you don't have faith in the system, even if you've lost faith in the system, that needs to force you to work harder to change it. You know, Congressman Lewis sacrificed his skull on the Edmund Pettus Bridge to those billy clubs for the sake of the democracy. And you know, I think you just had a daughter. I have 3 daughters. Women fought so they could get the right to vote, this self-evident right to vote, for more than 100 years. So we are not entitled to lose faith in this. The system is corrupt. The system doesn't work. The system's not competitive with those totalitarian societies around the world right now. And we have to make it so. We also have to create an economy here that when it grows for everybody, not just the top 10%. Because if that's what we're going to continue to do economically, we're not going to save the democracy either. 2 things, protect the right to vote, get an economy that when it grows for everybody, and we'll be just fine.
Senator Michael Bennet, it is always great to have you. I'm so happy to see you.